Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another live stream. We got some cool stuff to look at today. Wow, I'm already fucking stuff up. We got some cool stuff to look at today, some interesting goofs and gaffs across the internet, some Reddit news, if you'd like to call it that, and a video about MrBeast and his Mormon benefactors. You know, I feel like MrBeast himself would probably have more than the entire Mormon church, but I like the entire LDS church, but maybe I'm wrong. I guess any church is probably worth like a monstrous amount, right? How much? Never mind. Yeah, I was completely wrong. Yeah. Man, I should start a religion. The LDS Church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, has a total estimated worth of approximately $265 billion to over $293 billion. You know, it's interesting. Those are both specific numbers, but also kind of like general. Like the gap between 265 and 293 billion is quite vast, but those numbers are also quite specific. So I wonder where those are drawn from. But anyways, let's get into it. Let's look at some interesting stuff from across the internet. How's everybody doing today? The LDS Church is worth more than Disney and McDonald's. It does make sense, I guess. Any type of religion is just crazy. Are we watching the video I sent? Teehee. Yes, we are. Yeah, I when you sent it, I was like, I'm pretty sure I know who this is, and then I went on her account, and I was like, oh yes, I've seen here. We can look at it real quick. Yes, Alyssa Grenfell. I've been on her channel. I've looked at her channel, not been on her channel. What am I talking about? But I've looked at her channel quite a bit on my like private account, on my private YouTube account. So I wasn't subscribed to her on here yet, but I did because I genuinely love this type of content. A lot of ex-Mormon stuff. She is a former Mormon, and so I've seen. I think one. If it wasn't her, it was another ex-Mormon. Did a video about South Park. No, yeah, it was. Yeah, ex-Mormon reacts to South Park. And I did actually watch it on here, too. I try to only send you videos I think you'd fuck with. I still don't know your verdict on Matt Orchard. Oh, I gotta be honest. I like the Matt Orchard video we watched. I do think it was a rough start because it was that April Fool's video. I need to pick out a good one though, because a lot of them are just like multiple hours long. And while I do think I could probably give some kind of commentary, and opinion on the topic, I feel like certain ones would end up with me in long stretches of pause while trying to, hear the information out. So I'll definitely look back into him though. But yes, to the video we are going to be checking out later is MrBeast is getting cozy with the Mormon Church. MrBeast lists LDS Christian Church as major sponsor. Yeah, they're long videos on heavy topics, yeah. No, in general, yeah, it's definitely up my alley. Definitely the type of content that I like. But yeah, as streaming content, definitely something. But this is something that I definitely like to talk about. I'm very intrigued by Mormonism, and MrBeast has been doing a lot of interesting things as of late. We're talking, Saudi Arabia amusement park. Still just making very odd videos where he like, I get it that it's just for entertainment. It's like a lot of it is just kind of, it's meant to be this like larger than life scenario. But I was seeing one he did recently with like little kids, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe they probably each got paid or something to make it like worth it. But I don't know. Having a bunch of kids compete against each other for the entertainment of others feels very Hunger Games to me. But let's start off with some goofs and gaffs, start off a little bit light, and then we'll work our way to this. This was crazy. This was crazy. So this man was arrested for... I honestly didn't watch the full... There's a full video out of it. I think it's not even that long. But I think he had confessed to killing his girlfriend. And all of the clips that have come out from this are just him crying, whining, screaming pathetically over not being able to make it to GTA 6. He's like, oh, I've waited so long. Yeah, dude, and you fucked up your life. It was kind of on you. Like, I don't know why you think that like this is on anybody but you. Yeah, MrBeast is very Hunger Games coded. You can say that again. But check this out.
Yeah. Right. Robert, you're under arrest for murder, okay? You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence, okay? That is because you have called in today saying that you have found a dead body and you believe you've done it, okay?
I don't know if maybe he was having like some kind of episode. You know, I don't know if he was in a manic state or something. I guess that would maybe make a little... Maybe if he was coming out of the manic state, that would make more sense as to why he only seemed to care about GTA 6. Following his arrest, this is what Richens had to say to police officers.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss GTA in that.
I'm gonna miss GTA in that. Oh.
Yeah. Which?
Yeah, I like that they ask him which GTA. Which GTA are you talking about, Robert? He's like, I'm not gonna be able to play GTA 4 anymore. I'll never get to see how Nico Bellic's story ends. Oh. It's honestly... It's outrageous. It's genuinely outrageous. He does look like the average GTA player to me. I would have to agree with you.
GTA, what are you talking about, Robert?
6.
Oh, you got ages for that.
I'm gonna get life.
And then I did find there was a longer clip on Reddit that I want to look at. But like I said, there is a full YouTube video. The only YouTube video I found actually was only 3 minutes, so I don't think it's much longer than what I have here. It had like some intro bit too. What's your fave GTA, Captain? I'm a GTA San Andreas kind of guy, but I am also I've probably put the most hours into GTA 5. Just because the game plays a little bit smoother, but in terms of the actual story and game itself, I like GTA San Andreas. 4 is a nice sandbox though, just to go around, take a helicopter to the top of buildings, throw people, throw yourself off. Stuff like that. It has better fighting mechanics and things like that as well. I like that in 4. But GTA, just the driving and everything's a lot more fun, and the special abilities, the introduction of the introduction of that. It's all just really cool stuff, But I guess I'm not as big of a fan as this guy is.
I'm gonna miss GTA in that.
You're right, switch sides around. Yeah. Do the other side again, that's alright. Thank you. Which GTA?
I'm gonna get life.
So I've got Robert Richens, on the 30th of May, 2025, said the following. I accidentally killed her. At least I admitted to it. I'm going to miss GTA. I'm going to get life.
That's the statement that they wrote down from him. I thought that they were just trying to clarify what he said over 911 or something when he called this in, because they're saying he admitted to it. But they're just writing the statement down. It's okay, let me get this straight. You found your girlfriend's body. You're pretty sure it was you who did it. You're really sad that you're gonna miss GTA 5. I don't think that that's relevant to this whole thing, dude. I think you could probably just leave that part out. GTA 3 was my first GTA. I loved it so much. GTA 3 it's fun, but I do think it's probably a nostalgia thing because I played it after playing a lot of the other GTAs. So, and I don't think I've actually ever played 1 or 2. Now I'll never be able to play Oblivion. Oh no. I didn't get to complete my 100th playthrough of Fallout New Vegas. What am I gonna do now?
I can't get it out of my head. I could have went on the run.
Yeah, you could have went on the run just to play GTA 6. It's a great thought. A great thing to tell them as well. They won't be on high alert now. Can't get it out of my head. I remember the trailer like it was yesterday. It's been so long. It was supposed to come out soon, but they delayed it. You don't understand. It is terrible. You know, rest in peace to the girl that he killed. I don't understand the actual context around it. Like I said, this is all that has really been seemingly come out from it. It was a newer case. It happened last year. And it really makes me wonder, though, how do people get this type of body cam footage? Because this is something that is like the substance of this conversation is humorous. It's a funny video. But how do you decide which body cam footage would be like relevant to pull rather than others? Because I have seen some channels that pull absolute garbage. Did they just luck out with this one? They just found this, you know, needle in the haystack kind of thing? Well, you know, if he's found, let's see it actually. What was his name? Robert Richens? Robert Richens. Yeah, he was handed a life sentence. He's been jailed, so he was charged. Okay, so he's been jailed for a minimum of 16 years. Yeah, it's not giving any reason. It's just saying that he killed her and then like immediately called the police because he said he had nowhere else to turn. That's so weird. It's a very odd case. I guess like I'm saying, maybe he did have like some kind of mental break or something. That would make a little bit more sense here. But everything is just crazy. And I mean, you know, he's kind of 16 years. He'll make it out before GTA 7. That's something to think about. My favorite thing about Oblivion is that you can build acrobatic skill by just jumping around as you walk. I didn't know that, actually. I need to go back and play Oblivion just to do that, just to become a super acrobat. Yeah, they must go through a lot of them and find the interesting ones. I guess that must be the way they do it, right? They must just like pull like 20 at a time, 100 at a time or something, and then just go through maybe like transcripts or something, like pull interesting, you know, things that they can look at quickly. So he was right about getting life. Yeah. He knew what he did. But here we go. This is this was an interesting video. This I'll just let him speak for himself for a second.
Tag Eric Clapton in the post. I just want to say to Eric Clapton, I am so sorry. I know this happened in like the 90s, but I'm so sorry that your son passed away at 4.5. I am...
Just the idea of Eric Clapton watching this, smiling, being like, oh, the youth is still looking at me. 80-year-old Eric Clapton looking at this, being like, oh, the youth still knows my name. And then the smile just immediately just dropping from his face. I get the kid's trying to be, he's trying to be nice here. He's trying to do a nice thing and be like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking about you. But it is coming off as like, hey, remember when your son passed away? Remember that? Yeah, that's terrible. That must have sucked. Just thought I'd remind you. He is a very precious soul.
So sorry to Eric Clapton. Tag him in the post. I am so sorry that he passed away. It was in the 90s, I know, but it's just still sad. He passed away at 4.5 years old. That's sad. So, yeah, I pay my respects to him. Yeah.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate that one. Sure, Clapton does too. Clapton's he watched this video and he cared. He said thank you. Yeah, remember when the most fucked up thing that could ever happen to you? Yeah. Sorry about that one. Sorry to hear that. It reminds me of this one a little bit.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear.
God damn it.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Boom!
Yeah, it's so precious to me when little kids are playing adult like this. They're practicing for the future. Honestly, you can tell this kid's an empath. This kid learned it young. He doesn't need to be a 30-year-old man to learn empathy. He's going to grow up to be very wise. Now, Big Justice, on the other hand, why does he have such a frown on his face? Maybe it's because he read it first. Maybe they just read the message and he's showing his sadness for the lost brother.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom!
The way Justice locks in, too. AJ he sets it up and Big Justice locks in immediately for the booms.
Boom! 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 Oh, we're so...
Oh, sorry. He isn't sad. He's doing the, like, the New York Italian face. It's a good one. Or the the Jersey Italian face. The New Jersey Italian face. Oh shit. I can't step foot in Newark ever again. Here's Chet Hanks. Chet Hanks teaches a virgin how to get girls. This one goes out to all of you. I know some of you out there need this help from the Chet Hanks.
What scares you most about women?
That she'll die first.
I gotta say, that's a great answer. What scares me most about women? Probably my own internal sorrow. I fear that I could never love her right. My greatest fear with a relationship is, what if I don't cherish her? What if I don't cherish her enough? You know, it's something to really consider.
God's over here saying, hey, don't be afraid. I love you. You're the man. You're the shit, Josh. And then you're like, oh, God, you judge me? You judge me, God? And God's like, no, I don't judge you. I love you. And you're like, oh, no. If you're Jewish, then we're talking about the Jewish guy.
Oh, is that Yahweh?
Yahweh, dude. You ever think about that?
Yahweh, dude. You ever think about that? Why does he have, like... I'm sorry, but Chet does have the most performative accent. Well, yeah, brah. He's like literally doing like just surfer dude accent. I guess that's probably how he grew up though, right?
God's name is fucking Yahweh.
Right.
So you're over here saying, no way. There's no way I could talk.
Yahweh, I get what he's saying now. Fuck. That's why Chet fucks.
This girl. God's over here saying, Yahweh. What fears you most about women?
I also like the way he phrases that. What fears you most about women? The guy must have said I have a fear of women.
What fears you most about women?
What fears you most about women?
That she'll die first.
God's over here saying, hey, don't be afraid. I love you. You're the man. You're the shit, Josh. And then you're like, oh, God, you judge me? You judge me, God? And God's like, no, I don't judge you. I love you. And you're like, oh, no. If you're Jewish, then we're talking about the Jewish guy.
Oh, is that Yahweh?
Yahweh, dude. You ever think about that?
If you're Jewish, then we're talking about the Jewish God, bruh. Yeah, what is that, Yahweh? Yahweh, dude. You ever think about that one? He literally... And I know it's like a SoCal thing, but he sounds like one of the penguins from Surf's Up. I don't even know if they sounded like that in that movie, to be honest. That's just what it makes me think of. It's so put on.
God's name is fucking Yahweh.
Right.
So you're over here saying, no way. There's no way I could talk to this girl. God's over here saying, Yahweh. What fears?
Fuck, for sure. Is there more of this? I do need to see if there's more of this. There's probably a full video on YouTube or something. We love some Chet.
What fears you most about women?
What fears you most about women? Yeah, full episode on our YouTube, link in bio. Here, let me look it up on the side. Let me see how long it is and maybe we'll check it out. It's like 23 minutes.
What up?
I might need to check it out offline and then bring some clips from it. Because, yeah, it's like 30 minutes long. Or it's like 23 minutes long. Chet's always some content, though, isn't he? What fears you most about women? Yeah, if anyone ever says they have a fear of women, just say that. I have a fear of women. What fears you most about women? Brah. Yahweh. I'm gonna start saying that now anytime someone tells me that they're Jewish. Oh, Yahweh. Oh, this was crazy. We were talking about performative accents, performative voices.
26 years old, from Louisiana. I was in Louisiana until I was about 15 and I moved to Texas.
Now, the accent is real.
But why is he talking like this? Yeah, when I was 27, I moved to Atlanta from Louisiana. I was really thinking about my life, what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to move on. I've been singing my whole life since I was a kid, but taking it serious, I just picked it up about 6-7 months ago.
6-7? My God.
My girl, she said to do like a Teddy Swim type beat. I was rapping, doing the melodic rap shit, and it was doing okay. She told me to do a Teddy Swim type beat, try to do like some blues, soulful music. So I posted on TikTok, and it went viral. I'm 20.
Yeah, he hit some nitrous oxide real quick. It sounds like when I do the this thing. Let me see if I can do it real quick. Sometimes the vocal cords are a little too tight.
It sounds... He's just doing this, but internally, he's just trying to make his voice sound a little different. I'm only 26 years old. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what we're talking about. This is how I sound when I'm making fun of how guys talk. Man, get out of here with that.
Bro's choking himself? Yeah, lightly. In a sense. I think what I'm actually doing is I think that I'm quite literally pulling on my vocal cords. I think it's quite literally just me manipulating my vocal cords with my hand. And I don't know if that's good for my voice, I've got to be honest. Oh, Gavin Copeland. Who I am and what I do.
6 years old, from Louisiana. I was in Louisiana until I was about 15 and I moved to Texas. I've been singing my whole life since I was a kid, but taking it serious, I just picked it up about 6-7 months ago. My girl, she said to do like a Teddy Swim type beat. I was rapping, doing the melodic rap shit.
I don't know half of what he's talking about. A Teddy Swim type beat? Who's Teddy Swim? Teddy Swim. Oh, I've never heard of Teddy Swims. Apparently he is popular. Yeah, he's doing R&B, soul, hip-hop, and pop. There you go. With a voice like that, no wonder. My girl was telling me I gotta hop on some R&B shit. It's just, I mean, it does make more sense, right? He was trying to be on some Pop Smoke shit. But really, he needed to be on some, what's that guy's name? The one guy with the hat that sings the song. I guess it's more Barry White than anything. Now this kind of bothered me a little bit. I've been trying to give Boy Throb the pass. But Boy Throb has been making a lot of errors. I understand that they're trying to make it to the top, to the tippy top of the charts. But are they truly willing to sell their soul? Is that what it is? Is that what I'm seeing? Are the boys who throb selling their soul to MrBeast? MrBeast had us perform a halftime show. And for those who haven't heard, it is their new hit single, Finger. It wasn't nominated for a Grammy, I don't think, but it should have been. And if it would have been, it would have won. But this is a nightmare blunt rotation right here. We have MrBeast, Gary V, Logan Paul. All on like a fake football field that's probably like only like 25 yards in total. And it's in some back lot at like what looks like maybe an airport. I don't know. Wait, no. Where are there fucking actual like barrels over here? Look at this. There's like actual barrels off to the side over here. What is going on? MrBeast is gonna get Darshan out here. MrBeast is gonna get Darshan out here. But I'm telling you, this whole thing is just... It gives me a yikes. It does. It gives me a yikes. Look at Gary V holding Darshan. I can't. I just can't. Sorry, I can't let the song play either. Give me just a second. I had to let it replay. And... Perfect.
Give it up, boy. Wow. Is that a real original song? Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You're selling your souls, Boy Throb. They don't even know who you are. All they know is your fame. They don't respect you. They don't respect the talent, the skill, the effort that's put into every video, to every song, to every dance move. I understand you want your friend to come so you guys can play, so you guys can do some LAN gaming. You guys want to, I get it. You guys just want to hang out together, go play some laser tag with the boys. But is this the way? Is this the way?
Yeah. That was actually amazing. I loved every second of it.
I feel really bad that
Yeah, they've sold their soul to like 10 other people before this, to be fair, including Taylor Lorenz, don't forget. Yeah. Ethan was trying to figure out why everyone was at that game. Now we know it was because of MrBeast. Yeah, what even was it? I am confused about this. What was he hosting his own event or something? Was he competing with the actual Super Bowl? They do have money and followers, so a little glaze here and there from the enemy, but not totally selling your soul isn't the worst. Also, I'm pretty sure their new manager is up to this. I'm just saying, it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. Darshan just said, so fun. Speak about when you're coming, helped us with Darshan's visa. There's a longer process than just paying for it, but the steps are in place. Once Darshan is an official member of Boy Throb in the States, what will happen? Will the gimmick be over? Also, but why the fuck was Gary Vee there? Gary Vee and Logan Paul had no reason to be there. Don't know who this guy is. He was clearly trying to get in on the Boy Throb swag, so I kind of support it. He just did it. Look at this. Shout out this guy. I don't know who the fuck you are, but shout out you, because he did the alternate. He switched it. Yellow shoes, pink tracksuit, pink shoes, yellow tracksuit. This guy fucking gets it. I don't know who he is. He might also be I don't know. I don't know nothing about him. But all I know is this is already a Nightmare Blunt rotation. Did you guys see the Pokemon commercial in the Super Bowl last night? It was peak. I gotta be honest, I didn't watch the Super Bowl last night. I saw one commercial. I saw one thing on Instagram that was crazy, because it was the commercial of it was like Stop Anti-Semitism, and it was like someone put on a backpack a sticky note that just said Dirty Jew, and then like a black kid comes up and puts another sticky note over it that's blank and like covers it up, and he's like, don't listen to them. He's like, I get how you feel. And then they walked off together. A bit forced, I must say. And the other part that was funny was like they didn't take the first sticky note off, they just covered it up. Also kind of weird. But the part that was crazy was all the people in the fucking comments being like, they're trying to get back in good graces, but after the Epstein files and seeing all the connections to Israel, we know how those people really are. And I was just like, this is actually fucking insane. Like, yes, it is a bit forced, I must say. Making any type of PSA should be a bit more thoughtful in its execution, but overall is just a little, I don't know, you got to do it the right way. And I understand it being forced, but saying that because Epstein was involved in Israel means something about Jewish people as in total, like in totality, is fucking insane. Because was this true? I saw this. Was this true? Epstein lived at the Vatican with Saint John Paul II. So like, and we know about the Catholic Church and all the stuff they do, but it's like, we can talk about this like upper echelon, just this higher, this you know, these elites that are doing these evil things that might have like some religious bent to them, but it really doesn't hold water when it does span across multiple religions. Yeah, I don't know if how true this is, but I am seeing a lot of stuff of different people, of different articles talking about a letter that was sent to Epstein or it was something in relation to Epstein living at the Vatican. It was a letter or an email that was sent speaking of his time living there with St. John Paul II. Yeah, and their leaders all over the files, and he's not Jewish. Yeah, and that's the other part, is like, look at all of the non-Jewish people that are a part of it, like Donald Trump. Well, that's the other part too, though, is I've heard some other conspiracy theories where people actually say, well, actually, Donald Trump is Jewish on his fraternal grandmother. There are some other conspiracy theories out there that will just make everybody Jewish if that's like what they need to do. So it's all kind of, I mean, it's just crazy at the end of the day. It really is. I don't know why I went on that tangent, I've got to be honest. MrBeast is the Antichrist? ? We'll come back to him. Oh, this is their new manager. Okay. Then it makes sense why he understands them more, but that also brings into question the validity, the legitimacy of this whole thing. What is going on? There we go.
My word, I took...
No, I forget which fucking... I can't even remember what they're called now, which BLT this was. Acronyms, I hate them. Which THC was this? Which coin? Which ARG?
Boythrob to the red carpet. All your favorite artists in music wanted a photo with Boythrob, and everybody was showing love, except for one hating ass dweeb.
Boythrob, this is a joke. This is a gag.
NFT. I don't know why I couldn't think of the acronym NFT. Non-fungible token. Bro had his NFT on his computer. Don't trust him. Don't trust him already. He had his BLT on his computer. Don't trust him already.
Man of my word, I took Boythrob to the red carpet. All your favorite artists in music wanted a photo with Boythrob, and everybody was showing love, except for one hating ass dweeb.
Boythrob, this is a joke. This is a gag, man. No, this is a joke.
Nothing funny about it.
I'm Jay French, man.
All right.
I'm a star. They are goofballs.
No.
I'm a star.
You're not a star.
They're goofballs.
They're stars. How many followers you got?
No. Huh?
How many followers you got?
How many what?
Followers you got?
Followers?
Interestingly enough, in this video that he posted, he cuts the video off there. And I just thought that was so interesting. But unfortunately for Jay French, I have the extended version.
I'm a star.
You think you're going to take a picture of her? No. You're not a star. They're stars. How many followers you got?
No. Huh?
How many followers you got?
How many what?
Followers you got?
Followers?
Followers, yeah.
Probably like 3 million.
Got it.
Not quite, huh? 117,000.
Yikes. I do have to say, cringe flexing 3 million followers. Just as equally cringe being like, how many followers do you have? How many followers do you have? He said 3 million because he knew that that would just be an outrageous number and would kind of put you in your place for that second. Do I think that it's also cringe to lie about that? Yes, but don't act like this is some big dub, bro. I gotta be honest. In both ways, this is kind of just, you both took a major L here.
Bro's using his imagination. I went through some of those 117,000 followers, their made-up accounts. Oh, Jay French, did you buy?
I gotta say, that's kind of funny. There's no Okay, yeah. On TikTok too. So on Instagram and TikTok, he only has 117 and 113 on TikTok. Interesting. He really subscribed to that manager look. I think that they just come like this. You get them fresh off the line.
Followers, and you're still under a tenth of the amount that these gentlemen have? I'm sorry, guys. I can't help but call out fake artists when I see them. J French Shrug. We don't know what your shrug looks like.
That is hilarious. J French Shrug hitting my classic move. Honestly, this is good beef because I can make fun of both of these guys.
We don't know who you are. Plus, there's a lot of people buying followers. Oh, the call's coming from inside of the Instagram app.
I'm a star.
Brother, you're built like an aardvark.
You're definitely not Yeah? You sure? You don't want to go bar for bar with me.
Sorry, I was busy winning my 6th Grammy last night. Let's check on Jay French's Spotify, shall we? Jay French. He's not even the first name that comes up. Oh, he's got 5...
You know what else he gives me? He gives me baby no money energy, right? Am I wrong about that? A little bit.
1,000 monthly listeners, 14 times platinum versus 14 times played in his friend's Honda Civic. Let's listen to one of these songs, shall we?
Don't call me black no more. Call me American. Call me American. That shit is making us racist. That shit is arrogant. That shit is arrogant. Don't call him white no more. Call him American.
Am I shadow banned? I don't see me on the screen chat. It is in live chat. I don't know why I think they're not coming up. YouTube's glitching. I like that that's the message that comes through, though. The one that's asking why your messages aren't being shown on screen. Don't stun lock me.
I'm American.
This sounds like if Tom McDonald did a Timu remix of This Is America. Don't call us white no more. Call me American. Childish Hambino. Get the f out of here, Jay French. Don't call me black no more. Call me American. Don't worry, I wasn't going to call you black, but it does rhyme with black. Now, lucky for Jay French, I don't have time to press...
What?
Playing another one of these audio abortions. You look at Boy...
Jesus.
Throb, here these guys are on the red carpet, in the world, spreading love. You took it as an opportunity to put...
Yeah. Here are these guys, Boy Throb. They're trying to spread love, spread a message, bring communities together. And this fucking ingrate, this stupid lard, this fucking tub of lard piece of shit, ugly, can't make music, forgettable. Like bro, you cannot act like look, we're doing something for the greater good here while you're shitting on this guy.
Put down these gentlemen for what?
I've been trying to figure out his shirt this whole time. Is it a vest with an undershirt that's too like puffy, or is it quite literally just like two pieces that should not go together because these? It's also wrinkled. Get this thing dry cleaned, my friend.
You were playing it up for the camera, and then you posted it on Gino the Ghost's internet? What an absolute goofball. Or as I said to him,
Out of here. Bro's a plus one of a plus one of a plus one.
Maybe you'll be able to watch from the nosebleeds next year when Boy Throb is on stage accepting their Best New Artist award. I'm a man of my word. I took Boy Throb to the red carpet. All your favorite...
I'm a man of my word. Good luck with Gino.
The King Fraudster has out-frauded himself once again. Just when you think Donald Trump can't fraud harder. Fraud so hard, wanna find me, he just goes harder. He's
amazing stuff. Truly a podcast of all time.
If I was down to my last $5,000, I know exactly what I would do. I would take that $5,000 with the new FHA laws. I would buy a $100,000 piece of real estate, live in one unit, rent.
Okay, I don't care enough to keep looking at his account. Here's a good little Clash MMA com. So we got wheelchair MMA. What do we think of this? Oh, this is just an audio, I'm realizing. They're getting at it. You know, I really do wonder what the rules are in terms of like the actual pusher here. Because as you can see, they do have technique. The technique is interesting. He's trying to circle around to his left. See, it's smart. It's smart MMA. Circle around to his left. And this guy's on the back foot. See, he's got him on the back wheel, backing up. Slowly but surely. You know, I gotta say, I think my money's on Blackshirt. The technique is just much, like, at a higher level. Those left hooks, the straights coming across. He understands the void. Truly remarkable. And I was thinking, do you think I would be allowed in this competition if I brought this? Or any handicapped person, for that matter. Not just me. I'm not handicapped, but anybody that is going in for wheelchair boxing. Could they use this, and would it be an advantage?
Unlike traditional mobility aids that don't offer any prevention from falls, the Zine mobility device was engineered with fall prevention, safety, and independence in mind for the user.
I kind of want one. It's kind of nice. Imagine walking around your house with this. You'll be comfortable for the rest of your life. You can atrophy in peace. It's kind of the way to go. Go Zine. Hey, Go Zine, if you want to send me one, I'll definitely promote it. I'll use this every stream. The eye contact. I always find it a bit odd when someone looks directly into the camera while they're talking. It just feels very unnatural, because even if I'm talking to somebody, I'm not looking directly into their eyes the entire time. You got to know when to break it, when to look off, and, you know, when you're changing your inflection. Know when to check your surroundings. Oh, I don't think I can play this. Or, you think I'll get in trouble? You think it'll get me claimed for playing this? Because it is the Super Bowl. It was just so funny. I mean, I'll do this. I'll cover up this part. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. That's nothing. There's nothing there. There's nothing there at all. There's nothing there at all. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that one. This was just the Super Bowl event. And this is what they did. Turning Point USA did this instead.
With a gifted sub.
Okay, it did work. Thank you so much for the one Captain Quasar gifted membership. But here we go. This is what they were doing at Turning Point USA. This proves to me that country's dead. See, I love old school country. I love songs about horses and dying on the range, shooting at each other and getting clipped. Those are good country songs. Getting sent to prison for shooting a man just because you felt like it. You know, that's real country. But modern country really has turned into this garbage.
I just want to kiss my feet, drive my truck, drink my beer.
Drink my beer.
Oh my God.
I just want to catch my fish, drive my truck, drink my beer. I genuinely don't need to see any more of it. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole song. That's all I ever needed to see. Absolutely insane. No, this isn't Kid Rock. Kid Rock came out and was like, yeah, fuck you, I'm gonna give a shit. Like, he was, I don't know what song he was doing. I don't listen to Kid Rock, but honestly, it was pretty funny how it was so aggressive for like a halftime show. I get it. It's like, oh, we're here. Remember, everybody, fight, 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 fight. And it would cut around to all these different like old people bobbing their heads at different intervals. Like they were not on beat at all. They were all just like, and again, no hate to white people, but make sure you got some rhythm. That's what matters. I just got banned from items chat. What the fuck? I wasn't trolling, I swear. I mean, they probably recognized your name. They know who Alex the Fiction is. This is how you know you've made it, yeah. One of his one mod noticed you. Anissa. It is possible. Now here's something extremely interesting. Young Fika Official, also known as Young Fika, also known as Love, formerly Lovebot, posted this clip from a recent stream, him sitting in his car, and he is claiming that oil changes are a scam. So let's hear the man out. Let's hear him out. Let's give him a chance to explain himself. But I don't think there's going to be an explanation that works. I've got to be honest.
Changing oil is...
Yeah, also known as the Hawk's son. Thank you. Forgot about that one.
Literally just a myth. On old cars, you don't need to change oil. You simply
You know, Trump was watching the Bad Bunny performance more than the TPUSA performance. Yeah, I saw that he posted about it, and then I saw another video where they were in their like event for the Super Bowl, and they were watching the official halftime show. And I find it hard to believe that someone went, okay, 1 second, let me pull up YouTube, and I guess that doesn't actually surprise me that much that would happen. I could totally imagine them doing that. On screen, they pull up YouTube, and it's just like a bunch of Candace Owens conspiracy videos on the homepage while they look up Turning Point USA. Okay, let's go. But sorry, let's hear out Love. I need to hear about oil changes. Maybe I don't need an oil change anymore.
Changing oil is literally just a myth. On old cars, you don't need to change oil. You simply refill it when it leaks. Call me crazy, but that's how I do it, bro. Big oil.
I will call you crazy. Your car is going to explode. I'm going to tell you to turn it off. Do not use it. Here's my question, though. He moved to the US, so I think he got a new car, right? He says this.
Oil wants you to change the oil once every fucking month.
That's not even true at all. Your intervals for oil changes are probably like, depending on how much your usage is, I'd say probably like 3 months-ish, 2 to 3 months maybe. You get a little bit of time in there. And if you're using it mostly just for work and not like as a, like not for daily, if you're just using it for daily commute and not personal usage, like out for daily outings on the town or something, then you could probably make it last for somewhere like 4 or 5 months. And it also depends on what change you get. But I guess he wouldn't know because he's never gotten an oil change. I never changed the oil on my first car for 5 years. Hey, you know, the way I do think about it at the end of the day is like this. It depends on the quality of car that you have. If he purchased a new car and he's making payments on it, get the fucking oil change before you blow out your engine. If you bought some shitty beater for like $200, fuck the oil change. If that lasts you like 2 years, spend another $200 to get a new car. Who cares? Like, obviously, you're not going to be finding a $200 beater nowadays, but like $1,000, $2,000, even so. If I can make a $1,000 car last me a year, that's a win. I'll drive that baby to the ground. How much is an oil change now? I haven't had a car in almost 2 years, LOL. It depends. I think it's anywhere from like 60 to like $160, something like that. You can get them for relatively cheap. I've never changed oil in my car before. It's not good. It's not good. Yeah, every 20K kilometers or every year max. They tell you the recommended is, yeah, like every 5,000 miles, but you could go pretty far on like without oil. The only problem, there only becomes a problem if you have a leak, which he does say here. He does say this.
Fuck that, bro. We never ever do oil changes, man. Call me crazy, call me a genius, call me whatever you want, bro. This puppy purrs like nothing else, bro. It's like when you pull up to the dentist and they say, yeah, this is the perfect comparison.
Or did he already say it?
You to change the oil once every fucking month. Fuck that, bro. We never ever do oil changes, man. Call me crazy, call me a genius, call me nothing else, bro. It's like when you pull up to the dentist and they say, yeah, this is the perfect comparison. It's when you pull up to the dentist and they say, wow, you've really been brushing really well. And you know you just been like, you kind of been slacking, you know what I mean? Like you've been slacking with the brushing a little bit. It's low-key kind of the same. Not the same at all. Think about it. It's exactly the same. Changing oil is literally just...
He says it at one part. Did I just completely miss it?
Refill it when it leaks.
Yeah, refill it when it leaks. Sorry, it was right in the beginning. Refill it when it leaks. If your car is leaking oil, you have more than just an oil change you need to get done. And I guess I will say that it does actually make more sense to say I've never had an oil change because I just refill it every time it leaks. You're going to probably spend more on just refilling the oil than you would on getting a repair done over time. But if you're leaking oil, then it's probably letting out the bad oil, and you're able to, you know, then add in new oil. So you're kind of avoiding the necessity of an oil change. Kind of an interesting idea if you think about it. Maybe it may create intentional perforations in your oil system so that you leak oil at a specific rate as to, you know, not require an oil change. I like that. I like the concept. I don't trust Love's common sense since the bacon incident. Yeah. Eating raw bacon, I think, puts him at a... Like, he doesn't know that much. He doesn't know the difference. In the 90s, I used to get my oil changed for like $20. It ain't the 90s no more. That was damn near 50 years ago. His hubris kills me. Let's hope his hubris doesn't kill him. Swedes change their oil and have tons of oil change places. Not Love. He was driving a motorcycle. He was on that motorcycle going wow, wow, wow. He didn't need oil. This baby purrs. Listen to that hum. Just grinding. Fun fact, an oil change is when you replace your urine to pass a drug test. Ooh, I've never heard of the old oil change trick. I've heard of it. I've just never heard that as a name for it. Been there, done that. No, I haven't. I've actually never needed to take a drug test, luckily enough. We do drugs readily here. But now we're going to move on to Reddit. We have a few things to look at quickly. Sorry, we took a lot of time through those goofs and gaffs. So we're going to kind of jam through this news. Who cares about this? And then get on to... Oh, wait, no, we do have some stuff. Oh, 1 second. If we don't watch the full thing, I might... Maybe I'll continue it through when they start stream, but we'll see. Ethan has been starting a little bit later. Am I tripping? Okay, they don't even have a... There is a podcast today, right? They said it on Friday. They just haven't posted anything. They don't have it up on the channel yet. Suspicious, but I guess that gives me time. Can you put olive oil in the oil tank? You can, but should you? Probably not. I give it a 5-minute warning when they're about to start. I've got this time to a science. I give you a 5-minute warning. Okay. Well, thank you for the 5-minute warning. That's all I need. I know they have an hour. It's not only 1 p.m. It's also 12 p.m., 11 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. It's all of the times right now. It just depends on where you are. So are they late? Think about that one. iDubbbz apparently brigaded the r/YouTube drama clip of him calling Moist Critical part of the right-wing pipeline. So I'm going to read through this. I don't know if this is I think this is in the right order. Or no. This is the original post. So the original post is, iDubbbz believes Charlie, Penguin Zero, also known as Moist Critical, is part of the right-wing pipeline. And we saw that clip. He's a doofus. He really thinks that, first of all, they're doofi, right? The plural of doofus. They're a group of doofi. And this guy specifically was like, yeah, I just think it's interesting because when I was younger, I never thought of your content as right wing. And I feel like they're trying to almost say that it isn't in a way, but also trying to point out that iDubbbz has changed by pointing the finger at others. And they start with Asmongold, and he's a political streamer, so there is actual relevance to him being part of the pipeline. But then he brings up Charlie, which is just completely out of fucking left field because, like, what? Charlie has been coming down on the Trump administration like pretty regularly for a while now. And even beyond that, like, what would you claim to be the actual, like, material, like, substantive, like, content that actually is leading to right-wing, like a spread of right-wing ideology? Because, like I said this in the original thing, I can point to all of the things that I believe that Ethan has changed about in terms of the ways that he felt in the past about punching down, and the changes into being more conscious of forms of bigotry and things like that. There's actual, like, things that you can directly point to, but I feel like with iDubbbz it's much more of a just vague generality of, I'm better now, I realize that I was part of the problem. And it's like, you can realize that you were part of the problem and still not change anything about the ways that you act. So, like, that's kind of the exact issue with people that become, like, people that feel like they were ostracized by their group and then are then, like, whiplash sent back, like, or sent to the other side, because they are in such like a party opposition at that point. Like, it's just such a, like, I don't know, I feel like it's such like a complicated topic, and they just love to speak about it so vaguely and in such general terms, and it completely dilutes the entire conversation. But tried to look up a YouTube version of this clip, so whatever. I think this is the one that I literally pulled up on stream. Charlie has been going at the Trump admin. Yeah, I think this is literally the one I looked at on stream. And YouTube drama apparently is full of, like, kind of some unhinged people. But this mod posted this edit, or this comment that was edited. Transparency, this sticky is dated differently, and because of the ongoing development, this post was up nearly 24 hours before this sticky was added. So iDubbbz basically brigaded the sub. It is trending on Reddit in a few other subs. I cross-referenced comments and usernames from what was clearly visible in his stream to this sub specifically. He also called Charlie an unprincipled rat. And then they give a link. Ian, I had hoped you had grown, man. I was pulling for you and defending you up until like a week ago. So edit 1. I'll also add a bunch of usernames with comments I'll also add a bunch of usernames with comments were on screen and are crystal clear to read. This isn't doxing, but I'd argue because of the nature of both iDubbbz fans and haters that if you are concerned about trolling, I have seen people go and dig through past Reddit history and post screenshots of your Reddit history in a form of intimidation and harassment. So this point I think is kind of ridiculous. This is kind of like if you don't want people to see what you're saying, don't say anything at all. If you don't want people to engage with your opinions, with your comments, then why comment? It just seems kind of ridiculous. I don't really care too much about that. It isn't doxing, but it feels icky. Like, harassment is always wrong, but just pulling it up on screen isn't, I mean, that isn't a call to action in any way, directly. Edit 2. After reviewing more of the stream, he also spread open misinformation about OP as well. For those of us who are on here and recognize usernames, I think it is clear he is sort of an internet friend of mine. Ian makes one big bold claim to try and rally people more to his side. It is crystal clear if you see it, and it is one of our banned topics. It is just categorically false. Sure. I don't know what the misinformation was about OP. Bit of an odd. These are odd edits, I will say. But it does seem like what they're saying is they went across to the different subreddits where this was posted, and it does seem like they are getting hit with a heavier amount of redundant shit-talky comments as opposed to the different places where it was posted. And this is the location of the clip that iDubbbz showed on stream. So like, I understand that part. This other stuff feels a little bit... Maybe you need to take a second and go step outside, my friend. Don't know why anyone would report this for misinformation when the clips and stream of this behavior are genuinely readily available. Got brigaded again with more people attacking the OP. You guys aren't even hiding the brigade. This morning, this comment was at 50 upvotes. It felt right after you posted about us in another sub. And I have been made aware this post wasn't just removed by that sub mods, it was removed by Reddit, which means it very clearly was against TOS. I can't listen to Chris Kumsler's voice. Please don't do it, Captain. We did it a little bit yesterday. We're not going to check out any more of that today. Don't care enough. It was kind of pointless. I got one comment that I thought was funny here. Let me read it for you guys. I thought this was pretty funny. You know, I think you have potential to grow your platform, but drooling for an opportunity to gain a job under someone who is pathetically unhinged is a choice. Please lift your blinders. Ethan is always posting obsessively about these people. They have every right to capitalize on his stupidity, just like you're pretending you aren't doing. Hey, who said I'm not capitalizing off of Ethan's stupidity, man? I'm eating that shit up. Let's go. Anytime Ethan acts stupid, that's fodder. That is what we call fodder. But I also just think it's funny because I did actually think about this. And I know people have been joking. We've been making the joke about, oh, Kappa needs to do the waiting room. But realistically, it's like, whether or not I actually ever do an official H3 waiting room is kind of like secondary to the actual like growth of the growth of the channel and what I'm actually trying to accomplish. Like, that's why we do talk about different things here. Again, it's simple fodder. It helps fill the gaps, to be completely honest. There's a lot of people like iDubbbz and Chris Kunzler and Cruel World Happy Mind and Noah Sampson who keep the conversation going. And that's kind of like why it's interesting. Because you can say that, like, yeah, Ethan talks about them too. But it's not like Ethan is just going around being like, look at this stupid fucking idiot Noah Samson in his latest video was talking about this. It is almost in like, I won't say every single time. There are probably a few instances of Ethan just posting like a Reddit post of someone like shit talking one of the creators. I won't deny that. But I would say it's probably a smooth 90% of it is in reference to things and statements that were made about him. Like, I feel like that's easy to say that it's probably at least 90%. Why does YouTube always change the stuff that doesn't need to be changed? Well, we're stuck manually switching to all chat every fucking time. Yeah, I don't even understand what the like purpose of the difference in live chat versus or all chat versus top chat. Like, what defines top chat? People that just weren't banned? That's literally it. Aw, Cat hates his inhaler? Well, he needs it. Give it to him. Oh, did they actually change it in the YouTube the UI? Because I haven't seen that. It might not have updated for me yet. You, Andrew Wilson. Wait, Papa Guts talking to Andrew Wilson on stream today? What the hell? Wait, and Andrew Wilson's the... Yeah, he's this guy. I thought so. He's the pickle jar guy. Oh, I'm excited for that. We're gonna talk about that maybe. We got a music stream tomorrow, so maybe we'll do a. What the hell? Someone sent him. Wait, okay. That never mind. This is just them showing it's $200. It's $200 plus to get a TTS. My TTS are for anybody that donates. Any donation, it should go to any super chat. Should be a text to speech. $200 text to speech. Do I need to start on a right wing grift? This is crazy. I just want to see him struggling with the pickle jar. I guess when you make it $200, it's like you're only getting like 1, 2, maybe 2 a week. That's like he needs it.
My fingers. Red Fox, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
I can't grip the fucker. Like, I gotta have a way to grip it.
Jungle.
Andrew, I'm sorry. It's not.
My fingers slip right off the lid. My fingers are literally slipping off the lid. I just can't grip it.
You know what? Maybe the olive jars are harder than the pickle jars.
They're not hard to open, but I can't grip the fucking thing.
Watch this shit.
So you can't blame me for my greasy fingers now. Like, God.
It's still greasy. The top of it's like...
You tried it with like 4
Feel it yourself. Tell me I'm wrong.
You know what?
Is that not greasy and
It is actually
sticky?
a little greasy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking greasy.
I'm going to let...
But it's the top, not the sides.
donated $200.
Lulu, thank you.
I think that he's very much trying to avoid the whole point that if it was slippery for her as well. So doesn't he also literally do the "I loosened it for you" thing?
It's
my
fucking greasy. Nah, you fucker. That was bullshit. Nah.
Get this guy on screen. This guy is way more. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be that person. These two are very unattractive.
You can't get your fucking hand on it.
What is this? Every time I see these podcasts, the hosts are always like, and I'm saying this because it's Andrew Wilson and I forget this guy's name, but it is always like two dweebs, and then it'll cut to their producers and it's just some dude fucking like chatted out. He's just like with fucking like full sleeve tattoos and shit.
Try it. Nah, you fucker. That was bullshit. Bullshit. I loosened it for you.
I just want to say for record.
They do have rancid auras. Someone else who has a rancid aura, Clavicular. Clavicular was charged with 2 felonies for fake documents and illegal drugs, and a misdemeanor for using a fake ID to obtain alcohol. Oh, do I have that other clip? Fuck, I don't think I do. There's a clip of this girl being like, yo, Clavicular, I love you, you're awesome. I literally started doing coke because of you. Let me see if I can find that. It was actually insane. Oh, I'm not going to be able to find it. It was from one of his recent streams, I believe. Clavamogden Court. Oh, he's going to get out of it then. Okay.
He'll be fine though, boys. Genuinely. He's gonna be fine. I mean, everything was done properly.
This guy's fucking Heil Hitler. Drop N-bomb.
Yeah, they made enemies. They made enemies.
I cannot believe. I've never seen this, and I cannot believe that he's arrested.
It's a New York Times setup if I've ever seen one.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. So when he goes into the cell, doesn't matter if he's in there for a day or a week or a month, he's not going to be able to he'll still be able to bone smash. That will be readily available. He just, get it done in whatever way. But he won't be able to microdose meth anymore. He will still be able to jelk. Jelking will be available.
This feels like
Yeah, let's start a whatever podcast. Madman and Captain Quasar. The new whatever podcast. They try and sue us. Whatever. I don't even care. But yeah, it was just a quick little thing. Clavicular has been arrested, charged with 2 felonies. It's about time. These people do all this crazy shit and then expect like nothing to happen. And it's not like, and you know what I mean? I'm not the type of person where I'm like, oh, throw the book at them. They deserve to be this and that. Like, I just think genuinely people make such dumb decisions nowadays and need like a reality check. And so when there's people like Clavicular and other IRL streamers really that go around and get away with all of this, with being a nuisance in general, it becomes like more of a factor that everybody's having to deal with in everyday life, of just random kids that are being nuisances. And I don't think that, again, it's not like I think that everybody's like throw the book at them, put them in prison, put them under the jail, beat up that little kid who was harassing you. That's not what I'm saying at all, but I do think that it's like the, subtle checking in a sense. Jelking, yeah, it's like mewing, but for your wiener. Here, I'll give you an actual detailed explanation. Jelking, the process of jelking. This is going to get an age restricted, the stream. Basically, it is an attempt to, I think it's just elongate your penis. But all it actually ends up doing is just stretching out the foreskin or skin that you have there. The man, it's done through techniques of massaging. But the guy who actually has the largest penis in the world went like a step beyond jelking, where he was doing like the weight training stuff, and they did like a scan of his genitalia, and they found out that it was actually it was like 99% foreskin that had just been stretched and like pulled over time. And honestly, if you think about it, it does bring into question like the resilience of the human body in that way. Yeah, not the quad. It's the like quintuple XL hoodie. Some weights with it, yeah. Just let them hang, see what happens. I thought strength training was involved too in jelking. I mean, if you have a weak pelvic floor, you should be doing that. You should be fixing that regardless. If your thrusting ability is weak, gotta start working it out. You ever uncase a sausage? Because that's what I'm imagining now. I mean, that's basically what circumcision is, right? Kind of. We've got weights and dicks. Kind of. It also brings into question this. If the guy's penis is 99% like foreskin, how does he piss? Because it's like, is it traveling through all the... It's disgusting. Now that's disgusting. I don't like all of this looks maxing shit. It's ruining my life. Hasan sarcastically thanks Ethan for streaming on YouTube. A week later, Hasan ends dual streaming over low viewership. It's been somewhat of a failure. You can say that again.
I want to give a huge shout out to Ethan Klein, Dan Stalkman, all my haters. I want to give a huge shout out to the Apartheid Defense League. And a big shout out.
Does Clavicular do jelking too? I'd hope so. If not, he's a fake mogger. Quays, I like a pretty penis. Got to. Who doesn't like a pretty penis? My favorite. You know, everybody likes to make fun of Wings of Redemption for that statement. But is he wrong? Like, here's the truth, right? God bless every man that has peyronie's. You know, you're beautiful. You can have a beautiful life. I don't want to see it in my porn. I'm going to become afraid. I'm worried the whole time. I'm scared for what's going to happen. I'm scared about what's going to happen next. What fears you about peyronie's? A lot of things. Everybody be looks maxing while King Jomha is poop maxing. He's slug maxing.
I want to give a huge shout out to Ethan Klein, Dan Stalkman, all my haters. I want to give a huge shout out to the Apartheid Defense League and a big shout out to Twitch as well, because I had no idea how to do the YouTube live streaming thing at all. I did not know how to do it at all. I wasn't, prepared for it. I didn't even monetize this shit. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't for my haters, I probably would not have brought the Piker Broadcasting Service to YouTube as well. I probably would not have realized that there is a massive, massive outlet here of Hasanabi heads, unks in general, that very clearly want me to live stream on here as well. So this is making me reconsider if I can build a membership structure, a revenue structure here on YouTube.
This fucking guy. The socialist king just creating another revenue structure. Fuck you, you stupid prick. You are literally a capitalist pig. You see how I can say that? How that's different than the phrasings that you use? Come on, man. Come on.
Who knows? Who knows?
1 week later.
Yes, Chatter, you are not wrong.
Back to Twitch.
It's been a somewhat of a failure. To be fair though, this is a IRL stream, and it's Saturday. So that's like also the other reason why the numbers are dog shit. Like, let's be.
He's still doing it. He's still going. They're saying he quit, but maybe this was like just happened. But I guess over that amount of time though is kind of the issue, right? Because like 250,000 over 8, almost 9 hours. Because I was like, I mean, that's about what the podcast gets, right? That seems like a general, like it's not that bad. When his first stream on YouTube got him 1 million views, and he probably thought he was going to keep pushing that out, but I feel like 250,000. I mean, also, this is just proves that all he is about fucking maximizing his profits in whatever way possible. Because you could totally still, with 200,000 views on this, create some kind of revenue structure, create some kind of membership structure to fucking, like, you know, to increase like your reach. But he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about that aspect. It's the Hasanabi industrial complex. That is what it is. With his capitalist motives, Hasanabi apartment complex is more like it. I mean, we're just waiting for the day, right? He's going to be like, I'm creating affordable housing. I have to raise the prices a bit year over year, but that's just to meet the you know what I mean? That's basically Hasan's logic. Is he would go, I'm doing it for the people, and then would just do the exact this is the exact same clip, nice. He would do the exact thing that he always speaks out against. It's just like the common thing to happen. Oh, I thought this was interesting. Wake Wilder explains why creators face backlash for associating with Asmongold. I feel like this doesn't need an explanation.
I think that it's very difficult to have any tether to someone with the degree of like political influence. Like the cultural and political influence of Asmongold has become so
his description of the revolution will not be televised. Live every day. You know how ironic that is? Oh my God. The irony of this, he doesn't even realize. The revolution will not be televised. Live every day at twitch.tv/Hasanabi. There's so much fucking irony in this. Like the actual cornball. And yes, so this as well. Cornball activities. Maybe switch it over to Kaya being shocked, since you love to just live by that meme so much. But sorry, Asmongold.
I think that it's very difficult to have any tether to someone with the degree of like political influence. Like the cultural and political influence of Asmongold has become so enormous and so like publicly synonymous with the dismantling of good faith discourse in online spaces that it's very difficult to not have that friendship color what you'd go on to omit.
He had to make sure he made his room blue for this one. Classic lib posturing.
You know? Like, I think the reason why people don't care about whether or not someone like Tyler One or like Clint Stevens or fucking, you know, Squeaks, you know, I think the reason why people probably might not like constantly pry, press, or attempt to get positions out of them is because their affiliations don't suggest a sort of permissive attitude towards certain ideologies. And so it's a difficult thing to have a public friendship with someone who is now become synonymous with like alt-right vitriol. And like to then not take a stance is probably where people are taking that issue, right?
And I do think that's interesting because I think he's just pointing out, and I think more people are noticing it like day by day, that this purity testing on both sides and like this like ousting of critics and stuff like that is just detrimental to any type of cause. And of course, people are just going to become like disillusioned with friendships and with everything, because it all just becomes just noise. It all just becomes noise at the end of the day. Can this dude get off his mic like that? Yeah, I don't know why he's so close on it. This is how Alex wants me to talk into my mic. Every time I talk about my mic, Alex is always like, he could be so much closer to his mic. Alex wants me like this. This is how Alex wants me to talk into the mic. Oh yeah, I can talk way less. I can talk way more quiet. Or I can project my voice and have the microphone over here. So much better. I probably do have a lot more background noise picked up this way though. Got to be completely honest.
Dismantling of.
Oh, don't need to see that anymore. This is really quick. Imaru plays the fence sitting card after being asked about her thoughts on ice. Imaru is asked about her thoughts on ice, and she says, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet. And honestly, I do think that this is kind of a fair statement to make. And I think that this guy's response is kind of funny as well, because like, if you were genuinely just trying to say, I am escapist content, like I am content that is meant to be pure escapism, getting out of, the thoughts of the things going on around me. That's completely fine. I think completely a decent stance to hold. Honestly, in this instance, you probably should just ignore the comment though. Because it's not necessary to then feed into the conversation at all, because then people are just going to draw their own conclusions based on the very little, like the small statements that all you do end up making. But then this guy decided to go out of his way to prove himself to the masses. Hey, it's actually super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you. Fuck ICE. Fuck Donald Trump and everyone in his administration. Fuck Elon Musk. Fuck Free Palestine. Sorry, you kind of lined these up a little bit odd. I wasn't expecting that one. Free Palestine. U.S. is stolen. That one really threw me off for a second. I was like, what? But okay. Free Palestine. U.S. is stolen land built by stolen people. Luigi did nothing wrong. Abortion is healthcare. Leave trans people the fuck alone. I mean, it's great. I agree with you on all of these statements. Apart from the Luigi Mangione one, you can say that you don't think Luigi did it. Let's talk about the conspiracy theories of the fact that like the jaw structures don't match up with the photos that they released about the people that it was supposedly could have been. To say that he did nothing wrong, even if you think that it was justifiable, killing is never good. Just because you saved your family from an intruder does not make it good that the person died. Like, it's good in a contextual sense of you are now in more safety. But we have to remember that just the intent, morality, those are two very different things. Is it wrong to think killing people is wrong? Maybe. We have a title, no thumbnail. Starting soon. Oh. Super Bowl drama, denims, and Imaru drama? I wonder if they're going to talk about this. Honestly, like I'm saying, I don't think that you need to say anything about this, but if you are going to try and keep a separation between yourself and political content, you should probably just hold that separation wholly. But yes. And then, god damn it, why am I getting calls? Call from a random number. I don't know you. Leave me alone. Okay. I do want to watch this really quickly. God damn it. I don't have much time left. Oh, I do need to put the poll up for how late do you think the H3 show will be today. I don't know if we're gonna get to the MrBeast thing. I might have to save this for Wednesday. I do want to get into this. I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail and everything. Damn it. God, I always do this. This is like talking about Epstein for 2 hours. I want to do a whole stream looking at all those Coop Epstein videos too. We're getting so bogged down. No more goofs and gaffs for the rest of this week. But I do want to watch this goof and gaff a little. Goof and gaff. I don't know how I feel about this video. I watched just the beginning. I gotta be honest, I don't really like Dr. K that much. I haven't seen too much of his content, to be completely honest. But the very little that I have seen seems very condescending a lot of the time. And the best example I can think of is I was watching him have a conversation about religion and like philosophy. And he was just so condescending in his explanation of Ayurveda and like, yes, Western philosophy, like Western medicine, Western religious philosophy is much different, is very different from Eastern medicine, Eastern religious philosophy. They are very different, but the way in which he spoke about it was very much like, well, it makes sense because you don't have any understanding of this very specific thing. And I'll be the first to say that I don't know that much about Ayurveda. I know that it's like holistic medicine and deals with like yoga, and yoga is like one of 5 of the elements or something. And then I think one's like medicine, and it's to heal your mind and body, basically. He would call me an idiot, I guess, for not understanding it too deeply. But that's just the vibe I get. But this is why you should stop watching YouTube. Yes, even this video. So we'll see how quickly I end up stopping this video and take his word. Take his word to heart. He's given grift a little bit. Sir Goofengaff.
Alrighty, chat. Today, we're going to talk about how to stop watching YouTube in 2026. And I recognize the absolute irony of me telling you to do that as a YouTuber. But here's what I'm seeing, and it's pretty disturbing. We're seeing a lot of people watch more and more self-help content on the internet. And as you watch things like this channel, which, by the way, a lot of our content is great, I highly recommend it, there's...
Had to make sure to throw that one in there. I do think that it is a good point to try and have less screen time in general. But again, the context is the screen time. If you're listening to things like doing audiobooks or things like that, you should still try and have time, set time to work, whether in your professional sense or on like your personal endeavors. But I don't know. Let's see where he takes this.
There's an insidious problem that's starting to grow, which is that people are watching content like this. They're listening to podcasts. We're doing all kinds of stuff for our benefit, but it's not actually resulting in a...
I will agree with him on this point that I do think that people need to stop listening to so many videos about nothing. And I'm one to speak because not only do I make videos about nothing, but I watch a lot of videos about like video games and other things that are unproductive at face value, but could derive, like you could derive more purpose from through creative endeavors later on. Because like if I'm listening to an audiobook while I'm doing other things, doing laundry or something, I am still intaking something of substance, even if it isn't historical, scientific, or, it's like I am actually gaining something through hearing language and hearing the use of imagery and things like that. So it's like there is a benefit to intaking different types of content, but again, it is in what types of content you are intaking.
A lot of benefit. So here's how this works. I decide at some point to waste a little bit of time. Maybe I'm taking a break from work, maybe
Wait, I agree with them. I'm logging off. Sorry, Captain. You made us watch this. Your viewer base is now healthy gurus. You guys are all healthy gamers. GG.
I'm going to the restroom. And so I decide to open up something like YouTube because I want a little bit of a distraction. I want to entertain myself a little bit. And then a really, really sneaky thought creeps in, which is that if I'm going to waste my time, why don't I watch something productive, right? So instead of watching some stand-up comedy or some improv comedy sketch or something like that on YouTube, why don't I pull up a Dr. K video or a productivity video or a podcast? And at least that way, when I'm wasting time, I'm actually learning something. So it's not really a waste of time, right? That turns out to be an incredibly insidious thought. Because what I want y'all to think of...
He's breaking me down. He knew my argument and he's breaking it down. You can't just say something's insidious multiple times. Okay, let's actually hear the explanation now.
About for a moment is what determines the
Don't ask me a question, explain it.
Self-help content that you watch. The scary thing is that our job as YouTubers is to make content that is not helpful, but that is palatable. That is
I try and make content that's super helpful, but we're not meant to. Like the way, I don't know what he's trying to prove with this video. He's speaking from a very personal perspective. This is the way you feel about content creation. Trying to act as though this is like the full, like this is just like a blanket statement you could throw across all creators. I do think there are a lot of self-help hacks, don't get me wrong. But like, speak for yourself, buddy.
That is entertaining, that is enjoyable. The metrics we're measured on are not randomized controlled trials where people look at, how much YouTube you watch and how much you actually get better. Those are not the kinds of videos that we make. We make videos that are entertaining. We make videos that get people to click them. We make videos that people will watch to the end. And so what we're actually doing is making content that isn't designed to be helpful, it's designed to be consumed. Now, before we get into like, oh my God, all YouTubers are evil, I want to take a moment and just share with you that that's actually your fault, not ours. Because I've tried this.
Wait.
Designed to be helpful, it's designed to be consumed. Now, before we get into like, oh my God, all YouTubers are evil, I want to take a moment and just share with you that that's actually your fault, not ours. Because I've tried this. If I made a 2-hour, really, really, really helpful video, but it was boring, but it didn't have a clickbait title, but...
You're acting as though those things are like mutually exclusive. I'm confused. Why can you not help people while also being entertainment? Isn't edutainment a thing? What about things like, would you argue that, because I agree with him on like the basic principle that procrastination is procrastination is procrastination. It doesn't matter which way you try and define it, it's still procrastinating. But just acting as though YouTube is like the only form of procrastination isn't going to actually solve the your inherent problem of procrastinating. Like I that's the part I'm kind of he's like losing me on.
But it was not something that was easily doable. Who would watch that video? And it turns out that the answer is no one.
Because like again, is Mr. Rogers bad for children? Like you would say no because there's nothing a child needs to be doing. But again, that's thinking from this like product supply and demand, not just capitalist, but like this mindset of needing outcomes, of fighting for outcomes. And I do think it's interesting because that does actually break away from certain Eastern like religious philosophy, which he does talk about, which I do think, I don't know, also makes it kind of interesting. I've stopped listening to this guy, to be honest. He's yapping. Yeah, I think I'm going to end this video stop watching this video pretty soon, I got to be honest.
So there's a very subtle problem here, which is that the self-help content on the internet is not designed in a way to be helpful. It's designed in a way to be consumed. But that doesn't mean that it isn't helpful, right? So like people watch this channel, it's hilarious. There's actually a study at the American Psychiatric Association that's being presented this year on healthy gamers content. So this is wild. Like we are actually being studied by people at the American Psychiatric Association for the value of the content that we produce. And it turns out that our
Okay, Dr. K. I'm gonna stop here. This video is not valuable, and you are clearly just trying to flex so that you make better content than other people, and all content is inherently bad. Don't really care that much, I've got to be completely honest. He talks to his audience like they are children. He talks to them like they're children, but then also as though they should be performing at like a higher level than they already are. Like that nobody's doing good enough and you can always be doing not just better, but more. I guess we're going to just start this video. I guess we're going to start it because I don't have anything else to talk about right now. They are supposed to be starting soon. Maybe they'll start early. You never know. But they do have 13 minutes to begin. And so we will get through the beginning of this video. And I think I'll probably restart it the next time I watch it maybe. But we're going to get into this. MrBeast is getting cozy with the Mormon Church. We'll see how much I get into it. Maybe I will just watch halfway through and then finish it on a different time. But yeah, this is interesting. I have, like I said, I followed, I've been subscribed to her for a minute. I think the first video I saw from her was the South Park reaction video that she did talking about the South Park episode on Mormonism. And so I am interested in what she has to say about this because I do follow quite a few different, like, what do you call it when someone escapes a religion? But basically for Mormons, Scientology, a few different like religions that I'm interested in. And so let's get this started. This is MrBeast is getting cozy with the Mormon Church.
MrBeast is partnering with the Mormon Church again, and from what I can tell in my research, this relationship seems to be getting cozier and cozier. Misery must love company because as an ex-Mormon, I see a lot of connections between MrBeast and the Mormon Church. MrBeast has obviously faced a lot of criticism for how he approaches philanthropy and charitable giving, with a lot of people saying that he is using people's suffering just for clicks and views. There is also a lot of criticism for how the Mormon Church manages their money and how they engage in charity. The Mormon Church is famously the wealthiest church in America, and they regularly use their news outlets to publish.
Wow, I actually didn't know that. See, I looked that up earlier and saw how much they were worth. I still just assumed that other churches probably had more than them, but I guess the Mormons do it right when they're... It's that glaze. That glaze makes you give up your paycheck real easily.
Stories about their charitable giving, but despite all of the PR, the church donates less than 1% of its worth every year to charity. If you use the numbers from this article from the Salt Lake Tribune in 2024, they actually gave less than 0.5% to charity that year. Just a few weeks ago, MrBeast listed the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, aka the Mormon Church, as a diamond sponsor on his website. I'll get more into the charitable giving aspect of this story in a bit, along with the diamond sponsor situation, but MrBeast has had ties with members of the Mormon Church going back for years. This is Daryl Eves, and he's acted as one of MrBeast's long-term mentors over the years, and he's also a devout member of the Mormon Church. Daryl Eves recently got appointed to be a high-level leader within the Mormon Church alongside Luke Nichols of Outdoor Boys. MrBeast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, also has collaborated with Mark Rober over the years. Here's a video of them from 6 years ago. Mark attended BYU and is also a devout member. Another fascinating connection between Mormons and MrBeast is revealed by Google Trends, and Utah is the center of the Mormon Church. That's where the headquarters are. That's where the biggest percentage of membership is. And so Utah is basically a proxy for Mormons. Go ahead and guess in the comments if you think Utah is in the top 10, the top 5. Drum roll, please. If you guessed number 1, you would be correct. As you can see here, Utah has the number 1 highest interest in search volume for MrBeast. And the crazy thing I realized—
honestly, if you think about it, MrBeast is Mormon content. It is. This larger than life, like beautiful, polished, clean, family friendly, like all of it is like perfect Mormon style content. That is interesting. That's an interesting aspect.
Is that it's not just in the last year Utah has had the highest interest. This is also the case for the last 5 years. Google Trends also allows you to go back to 2004, which is basically before he ever started posting his first YouTube video. And
oh, they used the Super Bowl logo. YouTube doesn't seem to get too many, have too many issues with thumbnails. I get worried about that sometimes, but like I used an article's thumbnail. I used an article picture of MrBeast, and I don't think it'll cause an issue.
in the history of Google, Utah has always had the most interest in MrBeast. One thing I thought of when I looked at these charts is that MrBeast is famously obsessed with analytics.
Mid thumbnail, to be honest. The placement's a little bit odd. I think that this kind of screws it up, the Super Bowl logo, because Bad Bunny could probably be a little bit bigger, maybe behind them, and then have them two lower so that they could be more in frame. Because he's more secondary, I feel like, to what will draw in attention for the current, like for the audience at least. Just a thought. Am I tripping, or did AI give Ethan a bigger ear here? Ethan's ears are not, are his ears this big? Like, I have some big ears, but damn.
And so my guess is that MrBeast has known this about his fan base for
no AI at least. Yeah, he doesn't. You know what? Maybe it is an AI. He doesn't have the lip sore that it normally gives him. Maybe I'm just being rude.
a very long time. Seems pretty safe to say that Mormons love MrBeast, and I have a lot to say as to why that is, which is another thing I'm going to cover in this video. I have to say that a funny reoccurring theme that popped out to me while I was researching for this video was people being surprised that Mormons loved MrBeast, specifically because of the Book of Revelations and the Mark of the Beast. Maybe it's surprising, but Mormons don't really care about the Mark of the Beast in the same way, at least, that evangelicals.
I'm telling you, MrBeast, it's not just the Mark of the Beast. A man whose main goal is to increase the wealth of people. It is literally, like, if you think about it in terms of greed, the people that are fighting for this money, people that are coming doing these challenges to try and accumulate wealth. Remember what Jesus said. It is easier for a camel's hair to get through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Something along those lines. Didn't he just say a camel? Easier for a camel. Yeah, it's easier for a camel to go through. He didn't even say hair. Bro, a whole camel. It's easier for an entire camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of God. He is the beast.
Do. To continue with my explanation on this connection between MrBeast and the Mormon Church, we go from MrBeast knowing members of the church and collaborating with members of the church to then seeing him develop a connection to the church itself. In 2004, MrBeast posted about a platform called Just Serve. This is the original tweet, and Just Serve is owned and operated by the Mormon Church. It's basically a service-oriented platform. I actually remember when he posted about Just Serve because I feel like the Mormon side of the internet was very excited. Here is some coverage by the Deseret News about this partnership. The Deseret News is owned by the Mormon Church, and as you can tell, this was an exciting moment for them. This connection made headlines again just a few weeks ago. I saw this article in the Salt Lake Tribune, and it essentially is covering the fact that MrBeast has added the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to his website as a diamond sponsor. His website allows you to go and click click on the sponsor and it takes you directly to the Mormon Church's homepage. Here's a post about the diamond sponsorship from a Mormon Facebook page. It's called Moroni Channel, which is a character in the Book of Mormon, and they posted about it 3 times, so I feel like they're definitely hyping up this partnership. I'll read more from these posts in a bit. This channel is especially interesting because they often call it the LDS Christian Church, kind of leaning harder into the Mormon Church's Christian rebrand. People are like, what are we even calling the church at this point? It's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, it's the Mormon Church, it's the LDS Christian Church, it's the Church of Jesus Christ. Like, there's almost too many names at this point. One of the comments from this post that made me laugh the most was basically, is my tithing in the Hunger Games now? And I think it's an honest question to ask because...
Sorry, I'm like, I had to look this up real quick. There's one, I don't know if there's more mentions in the Epstein files. Sorry, I'm looking at the Epstein files real quick. There's 123 results just to the word Mormon. The leader doesn't seem to have been in relation, but I did just find this. So this is from a letter sent to Epstein. I'm Esther Cohen Tizer Epstein, and you're receiving this because you are a convicted sex offender required by law to monitor, control, and contain your sexual deviance, or B, an ordinary citizen who can benefit from having your sexual deviance monitored, explored, or amplified. But then down here it says, at first, Jeffrey was furious, but I pointed out that by staggering daughters every 8 years, he would always have a supply of ripe girls at his disposal. He bought me a house at Redacted, got my oldest daughter into Redacted by donating $50,000 to their gender studies program, and paid my youngest daughter to attend Redacted, and all she had to do was send him a pint of Mormon blood every week. A pint of Mormon blood every week. This is in relation to Divine Madness. Mexico. We became neighbors and educator, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. It's talking about the Zorro Ranch too. Does anybody here know about the Zorro Ranch stuff? I've gone a little bit too far down the Epstein hole. This is insane. He might not be dead. He might not. Based on all the available evidence, it's not fucking clear, actually. Did you guys know that Epstein had a fucking cloning facility in Mexico? Allegedly, Epstein had a cloning facility in Mexico where he was trying to clone human beings. It doesn't make any sense. Is James Donaldson on the Epstein files? I was just wondering if there was any relation to the LDS Church and Epstein, because it does seem like he had his foot in like a lot of other religions. So I wanted to see if he had anything to do with that, and that was what I found very quickly. Yeah, I'm sorry. What, a pint of Mormon blood for what? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what for? Probably more instances of cannibalistic rituals or something.
Because why is a church, why is a religion partnering with a YouTube?
You guys talking about hobbies? I'm trying to get into whittling. I want to start whittling some wood. I have this really cool cane that's a bear, and I want to get good at whittling so I can make some different canes, because I didn't make this one, but I want to make more. I have wax and no way to smoke it. Pray for me. Time to hit that knife method. Get a knife red hot on the stove. Drop that dab on there and go. It's like you're smoking heroin. I remember one of the it wasn't one of the first times I was taking a dab, but it was one of the first times taking a dab at someone else's house, and their dad was there, and their dad was just like, it looks like you guys are smoking a heroin, and he was like, I should know. And I was like, damn, fair enough.
Now, just to be clear, MrBeast himself is not Mormon. He said publicly that he does not align himself with any religion. And I had multiple...
Sorry, we're a little bit lost now. We went down a rabbit hole. We're talking about hobbies. We're talking about Epstein.
YouTuber. Now, just to be clear, MrBeast himself is not Mormon. He said publicly that he does not align himself with any religion. And I had multiple people send me this story. I also had people send me this video, which was by a channel called Cavernacle. He goes more in depth into the MrBeast side of things, and I definitely recommend checking out that video as well.
MrBeast doesn't support any religion because he is the Antichrist. He's gonna start, he's gonna become a Beastafarian. The Beastafarians will rise up. I'm gladly about to start looking like a tweaker over here for a little THC. I know how you feel. Got my 10 dead carts, hitting them at once. Burning that metal, let's go.
Surprise you.
Anytime my mom took my paraphernalia as a teen, I just smoked out of a Coke can. It probably explains a lot about me. That was how I first started smoking. I remember being 11 years old. At that age, it's like I couldn't afford paraphernalia. We could barely afford the weed, so.
I am not the target demographic of MrBeast's audience. And
we were giving our dollars together. Honestly, I think at that age, I don't think I ever even bought any weed. I think I only ever smoked with friends. Sorry, I'm looking back on it now. Ah, the good old days.
To the MrBeast side of things, and I definitely recommend checking out that video as well. It may surprise you, I am not the target demographic of MrBeast's audience.
Nose ring theory checks out. She just has to show that the Mormon glaze has washed off at this point, and the nose ring solidifies it.
And most of what I've learned about him comes from researching for this video in particular. Honestly, I do not watch MrBeast's videos, partially because the editing style makes me feel like I'm going to have a panic attack because it is such a sensory overload. I mentioned to my husband that I just don't get served or watch a lot of man content, and he was like, well, MrBeast is more like boy content. And I ended up deciding to make this video.
No, MrBeast is girl content too. That's why he did 100 boys versus 100 girls. Duh, it's for everybody. Woman. You woman. I never understand people that are like, yeah, I mean, MrBeast is more boy content in general. It is funny how many people will just hate on women for not agreeing with them and then be confused why they never get along with anybody, with any women. Like, I just don't get it at all. The ladies never like me. Those stupid, evil bitches. Like, what do you expect? Nose ring theory checks out. That's a good one, I gotta say. Pretty funny. Nose ring theory checks out. Oh, okay. Lands every time.
Because I actually feel like after researching and learning more about this connection, I do think that there's a lot we can learn about how the more...
Here's the truth, right? I'm sorry, I keep on going on tangents because I know we're not going to finish this video, so I just know that it's kind of unnecessary to get too deep into it. When someone insults you, you need to come up with a crazier insult. You can't just say, oh, you're like, because here's the thing, right? It's like Hasan. Nick Fuentes calls people gay, calls people this, calls people slurs. Hasan wants to get under Nick Fuentes' skin and says, oh, you're a gay Mexican Nazi. That doesn't offend anybody. Like, that doesn't offend Nick Fuentes. That'll offend everybody except Nick Fuentes that is a gay Mexican. It just feels so weird. And so, like, just adding those onto it doesn't make any sense. So what you need to do is come up with the most obscure, crazy thing you can think of and say it with a level of confidence that makes them reconsider their entire life. Well, you look like your head got smashed in between a book and you still didn't learn anything. You know, say something crazy. You look like your head got smashed. You know what I mean? Just something like that. You look like you got left in the dryer too long. That sounds like they're shrunk. That one might be a little too rude. Your brain got left in the dryer too long. That one's a little bit better.
And I ended up deciding to make this video because I actually feel like after research...
He thinks as long as you don't like someone, you can be racist and homophobic. Well, I think that's what the racists and homophobics would say too. Well, exactly.
Searching and learning more about this connection, I do think that there's a lot we can learn.
I have 2 nose rings and blue hair. I'm sure I'm scaring a lot of these motherfuckers. The door's over there. Oh. Blue hair. It's not natural. I need them blonde highlights. I need it bleached. I did the water bottle bong Wilfred style. I remember I did a gravity bong for the first time in like 8th grade, I think, and it didn't work, and I get so mad because we wasted our bowl. 5-minute warning until pod starts. Let's see. It's possible.
About how the Mormon Church operates with its charitable giving and how it chooses to use its money based off of this partnership. MrBeast and the Mormon Church both use highly visible, media-optimized charity to raise their reputation while simultaneously hoarding a huge amount of wealth and avoiding structural solutions.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with it on some level. I think the philanthropy that he does, the problem is kind of what Dr. K was saying. You can make stuff that is good for the purpose of being good, and people won't really view it. Like MrBeast Philanthropy, I think, is probably one of his least successful channels. Let me look. And least successful is obviously it's a relative term. But it has 29 million subscribers. 14 million, 18 million, 4 million, 6.9 million, 8.9 million. And obviously he's doing these, this was a year, 11 months, 9 months, 10 months. 2 weeks ago, 5.2 million. But this is as opposed to his official channel, which gets like how many per video? How many views per video? Oh, he's actually dropped off quite a bit. He was doing crazier numbers than this for a while. Like, what's his top one? Let's see. 905 million, 500 million, 500 million. He's back down to a cool 100 million. 2 days, this one only has 37 million views. Ages 1 to 100, race for $250,000. And so it's obvious that this stuff is going to be what gets posted more often. And I don't think that you can use making this type of content as a negative aspect in relation to the philanthropy that's done because of the content that was made. You know what I mean? Like, if MrBeast had never made this content to begin with, he would never have this wealth. Now, could he do more for like philanthropically? Definitely. But again, it's like, I don't know what the actual... I do think it's a pretty complicated issue in that way.
One thing that is abundantly clear, though, out of all of this is that even though MrBeast has had his own fair share of controversies, which have been discussed online continuously, and that the Mormon Church has their own long list of controversies that I've discussed at length on my channel, amongst many other ex-Mormons, despite the controversies, they obviously didn't think that any of that was noteworthy enough for them to not proceed with this partnership. Before we jump further into the connections between MrBeast and
I mean, if they both have their own controversies, then it would probably be fine, right? They're willing to look to look away.
Mormon Church, don't forget to brew yourself a cup of devil's bean juice. This week I'm actually having a cup of devil's leaf juice. A commenter said that last week and it made me laugh. I'm enjoying some green tea this afternoon. And in case you're wondering, green tea is also against the Mormon health code, along with coffee. They're both off limits. Never till my dying day will I ever be able to explain why green tea is against the health code, but a 32-ounce Diet Dr. Pepper with 10 pumps of coffee creamer is okay. While you're at it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you have any MrBeast hot takes, feel free to drop those in the comments. On a separate note, I actually this week finished reading Jeanette McCurdy's new book. Jeanette is also a former Mormon. She was raised in a Mormon home.
Oh, I actually didn't know that. I didn't read her. I've been meaning to listen to it because it's on Spotify. I've been meaning to listen to her book, but I didn't know she was Mormon at all. That is very interesting, especially when considering like the character that she played on iCarly. And but I guess that makes sense though too. I think Mormons, there are a lot of Mormons that get into acting. That is like a thing, I'm pretty sure.
She has a Mormon character in this book, and she also talks about her upbringing as a Mormon kid in her book, I'm Glad My Mom Died. Last week, I actually drove to Houston to see her on her book tour, which was really cool to see her in person and hear her talk about the book. I finished reading the book just a few days later. So my Patreon video this week is basically a vlog of driving to Houston and getting to see her in person and share about her book. And then the second half of the video after the vlog is my reaction to her new book. Based on the content of the book, I decided to make my reaction a Patreon-only video.
Sorry, I was looking at this on the side. So Teddy Fresh posted this. This morning, this person was captured trespassing on my property and tried to remove items from my property. Anyone who can identify this person, please send me a private message with their details, as I would love to know where they bought their Teddy Fresh t-shirt, or Teddy Bear t-shirt, Kings Park area. We will not be commenting on the situation, only the fit. TF spotted in the wild. I will say it's a bad look. What I don't actually know what drop this is from. Could this have been from one of their drops that went to actual like clothing stores like Zoomies, or where else were they? There was one other one that they were in store. Some people are so stupid. I will say, it's also weird too, because it's like, is he, so I thought he was delivering something for a second, but I guess not. He's just going around picking up people's packages. He's like a reverse delivery man. Goodwill purchase, maybe? Well, because I do think that it is funny because a lot of people have bought Teddy Fresh, and I do think that some people go up to people. I've heard this on the subreddit. I've seen this on the subreddit. Some people will be like, "Oh my God, you're an H3 fan," and then other like people just wearing Teddy Fresh will be like, "What are you talking about?" Because it's a brand that is like elsewhere and does like is known by other people. And honestly, that should speak to the quality of the brand on some level. The fact that it is just appreciated as a brand and not just YouTuber merch, which a lot of people try and make it out to be. Yes, the unlivery man
video, but that one is already posted if you want to check out my reaction to Jeanette McCurdy's new book. I also wanted to say here at the beginning of the video, talking about
that's literally the thumbnail I used.
MrBeast, that I know a lot of people are like hey, people on social media are often horrible people. At least MrBeast is giving back to the community. A common sentiment I saw was, at least he's not Andrew Tate, which when the bar for men's content or boys' content is so low that we are just saying, well, at least they're not Andrew Tate. I feel like we're a little doomed as a society. I do think, honestly, as someone who's studied a lot about the Mormon Church and the way they engage in charity, I do ultimately see a lot of through lines into the way that they're choosing to give, and then also the ways they're choosing not to give. And if you're not familiar with MrBeast, I will catch you up to speed. Essentially, he has a...
I never saw this one, rescuing child slaves in Africa. I guess I glossed over that when I was looking at the philanthropy page.
A lot of videos. I'll put a few thumbnails off to the side here. For example, one of his earliest videos was titled, "Giving a Homeless Man $10,000. We also have, saving a certain number of animals, giving waitresses money, giving those who are less fortunate money. And the structure of the video is usually some big splashy moment where he surprises. There's usually almost always like an element of surprise. He gives the sum of money to the person. They cry. They are like, are you for real? There's no way. MrBeast is like, yeah, you can have it. And that's basically the entirety of the video. This is a really fascinating article covering MrBeast, and they referred to this type of content as stunt philanthropy. You could also call this performative charity or charity for PR. Some people refer to this as poverty PRN.
That's fair, and I don't think he would deny that, because that was quite literally the intention of his first YouTube video that he did like that, was he was offered a $5,000, it was $5,000 for a sponsorship, and he said, give me $10,000 and I'll give it away to some random homeless person. He did that and then turned that into his career of just giving away money to people. And while, again, I do think that you can talk about what levels of philanthropy he's doing, but you bring up like him giving away money as stunt philanthropy, but just showed a video of him rescuing child slaves from Africa. I don't think of this as necessarily stunt philanthropy, I have to say. And again,
26, joined by my lovely...
In Ghana, sadly, countless children...
And again, look at the difference in the viewer counts. 100 million on one of the latest MrBeast videos, which is lower than usual. Or 32 million, sorry, on the latest one from 2 days ago. This is 10 months old, only has 18 million views. And this is about saving child slaves. It is, I think it speaks... I think it says a lot about our society, like a lot about modern society in general. But I don't know. I guess maybe I need to watch more into this video, because what I'm interested in, I'm not so much interested in the philanthropy aspect. What I am interested in is the connection to Mormonism and what that means for the future of MrBeast. Because obviously he's getting bought out by a lot of people at the moment. Mormonism, Saudi Arabia, other things, there's other ventures that he has he's dipped his hand into. So we'll probably continue this at some point. I really do appreciate everybody for stopping in. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, with streams coming every weekday. God, fuck that up. But yeah, streams coming every weekday. Streaming tomorrow, a music stream. We're going to be listening to different songs from across time, across genre, and your recommendations. So please check in tomorrow, and we'll be back again on Wednesday with some more internet drama and other things. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Captain Quasar signing off.